An Introduction to Chapter 1. The Wealth of Nations. Shifts in the Last Decades.
What have been the most important changes in welfare during the last 30 years?
If we look at the world map and transform it into a welfare map, then what is observed is that the great shifts in welfare have taken place in East Asia. In recent decades, quite a lot of them have enjoyed a growth of 5% or more per year. The most impressive examples are China, India, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Myanmar. Since 1990, they have seen their GDP increase fivefold or more. A common factor in these countries is the expansion of the market economy. It has become easier for companies to attract investment capital, and they now have free access to both the home market and the international market. Import and export restrictions and constraints have been relaxed, which has resulted in simplified import and export procedures as well as lower import tariffs.
Why did countries switch to the market economy in the 1990s?
In the 80s and 90s, there were quite a number of countries who renounced their planned economy in favor of a market economy. An example is China, which had a non-flexible, centrally planned economy, with all production factors in the hands of the government. All economic decisions were made by the authorities. The transformation of that system into a form of market economy led to the government obtaining a clearer picture of her role in the development of a healthy economy. They stopped the bureaucratic control of factories and were given responsibility themselves for their own profit and losses. This without the idea that the market is a cure for all ailments. Now, market economy in China is dynamic and innovative, but the government will continue to play a major role. It will continue to influence the economy, and they are aware that aspects such as environmental legislation and income distribution are government responsibilities.
How is wealth distribution doing as seen from a global perspective?
Based purely on figures, we can see that income disparity between developing and Western countries has increased till the 80s, because income in developing countries stagnated. In the last 35 years, however, we see an opposite trend, because productivity in Asia and South America is rising faster than in North America and Europe. We see an opposite movement for income inequality within countries. Since the 80s, it should be noted that on average, inequality within countries is increasing. Research has proven that inequality hinders long-term growth, fuels violent conflicts, and triggers urban migrations. An example of a country where income inequality has increased substantially since 1960 is the U.S. It is likely that income inequality will be an important subject in the coming years.
Are there any concrete indicators why the subject, income inequality, will receive more attention?
An important indicator is an initiative of the International Monetary Fund. In 2017, the IMF published the report Tackling Inequality to get this topic on the agenda of national governments. This report discusses how fiscal policies can help achieve redistributive objectives. The IMF notes that excessive inequality can erode social cohesion, lead to political polarization, and ultimately lower economic growth. It is remarkable that the IMF, which has promoted neoliberal policy for many years, is now shaking hands with Joseph Stiglitz, the Nobel Prize-winning economist, and has the same vision on income inequality. It makes clear the challenge of sustainable development. Are governments capable of establishing a policy towards sustainable, long-term growth, where different groups, governments, and businesses have the feeling of working together in the same direction?